Hi everybody, welcome Project 52. This is the Essentials project over on Flickr and got a lot of great images to look at today, so we'll get right into it. First of all, I will say that occasionally I'm late getting these videos out. I promise to get them out during the week after you put them up, but sometimes things take precedent. I'm a working photographer, designer, so sometimes I get caught up in other stuff and it gets a little bit later in the week. So this is Thursday. I'm missing it by a couple of days and I apologize for that. But it's up, so let's take a look. This is assignment number 4, the weather assignment, and we'll go back and refresh our memory on the weather assignment. 3 different scenarios. You want to lure folks to your town because of the great weather you have. You want the inclement weather to be a sort of a notice. Be prepared. Watch out for terribly cold temperatures, or watch out for rain on coming down off the mountains and possibly causing flash flooding, and just to be aware. Or third, poking fun at another region's weather in order to gain some access to their talent, or to get people to come to your town instead of going somewhere else. So let's take a look at what we got here. Let's start out with this shot by Dan. All right, Dan, be prepared. You've got the yellow lights, a little bit of movement in the car, which is excellent. It's very eye-catching to see the car blurring through here. I'm not really sure if this is a color photograph that's just really, really gray, or if it's been selective color. We just leave the red taillights and make everything else black and white. That being said, this mountain's a little bit soft. Remember, these posters have to be seen and identified from a distance. And I'm afraid that from a distance, the upper half of this poster is going to be just kind of gray. So possibly a little more contrast up in there. As a photograph, I love these tones here. As a poster, they might be just a little light. Really got to attract people's attention. The image doesn't look, well, I guess that is vertical right there, but everything seems to have a little slant to it. It must just be the trees, because that guy's pretty straight up and down. All right, so never mind. That looks pretty good. This area of gravel here, I don't know what you could have done about it. I'm not going to suggest that you should have shoveled snow there. That would be pretty terrible. But it does detract from the photograph, this gray line here. So I don't know what we could have done. Maybe photographed from over here and grabbed some of that snow and cloned it in here. But I think it's just a little bit difficult to work with there. All right, let's go back to another shot here. Oh, that's not how we go back. Sorry. I guess we go back up here. Sorry about that. And before the storm. Okay, now this is a nice shot of impending storms and stuff, but it doesn't help us with the assignment. It doesn't help sell us on whether we should be there at this place or not, what the difference is. And the whole point of Project 52, and I want to remind you, the point of Project 52 is this is commercial work, not just photography. So this does not satisfy the assignment. Very nice shot, very blue sky, very blue clouds. I think the blue is very, very deep, and that kind of troubles me. I don't usually see that in a sky. And from a pure photographic standpoint, it's almost as though the subject is this weed here, this weed in this tree, because we've surrounded that bright weed with all this dark here, so we make it stand out. So okay, Christy, keep at it. Now this is a weather shot, but it doesn't help us. It doesn't warn us about weather. It doesn't tell us why we should be there, and it doesn't say, look, our great weather is better than yours. So it's a shot of snow. We got this looks like a fox, maybe fox. Could be a dog, but maybe a fox. That's a nice shot. I would like to see more color back up here if we were just going to go ahead and critique it on a purely oh, wait a minute. That wasn't part of it. Sorry. This is it. I gotta remember to push the right button. Okay. I don't know what this would be here, Nishant. As far as the weather. It's the kid playing outside, but we don't know if he's playing outside because it's great weather now or if it was taken at another time. Really not sure how it ties together. So we got to remember, we got to look at that brief, and we have to make a shot that fits the brief. Like this one. All right, weather shot. Steve Gray, Mr. Steve. Steve Gray comes on and shows us a shot that could be used in a heart health ad for, be careful when you're shoveling snow, or the fact that you don't have to shovel snow if you move to our neck of the woods, that type of thing. Steve, this nice shot. Looks like you've got a strobe going on with the shovel here. We're seeing little highlights in here and on the shovel handle. I don't know if there's a fill or not, but looks like we definitely have some sort of flat. Yeah, I can see a little shadow underneath there. So it looks like something's happening here with the strobe. Looks like the strobe is pretty much just to the left of the camera axis, so just up a little bit and just a little bit on the left. So, all right, good. That's kind of a cool shot. It's a nice, simple, easy to see and understand image. So good. How do you winter? Yes, okay. There you go. Exactly. How do you winter? Just like this. Coming to the beautiful Santa Barbara, California in the wintertime. Light jacket, light sweater type thing, couple shot. The speed light's very, very... Now, if you're going to make the speed light look like sunlight, because we've got sunlight back there, this couple doesn't look like they're in the sunlight. Looks like they're in some sort of shade, and then the lights added by the strobe. If we look at the light on the mountains back there and the town, it has a warmer feeling to it. So this is a little colder than that. I would match these guys up to that if we want it to look like sunlight. And if we're going to use a direct flash like that with that hard-edged shadow, then it is going to look like sunlight. There's no other reason to use this hard-edged shadow here. We could use a big softbox and make it more soft and in keeping with the fact that they're in the shade. I know they're in the shade basically because, well, it just doesn't feel like sun to me. Not really sure why. I really can't make out back there where the sun is. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, the sun is coming from this side because the shadows are on the right side of the trees back there. Okay, so the sun is coming from this side, so that works pretty well on there. But it doesn't. We've got to make this look more like sunlight by warming it up a little bit, getting it back up to match that over there. You can do that in Lightroom, fairly easy. And our wonderful weather. Have a seat, it will change. Yeah. Carlo Chamber of Commerce in Pennsylvania. Okay. Very attractive photograph. I don't know what's going on around here. See how clean this snow is out here? We would want that kind of clean snow around here. It looks like there's some debris around the chair. Really wouldn't want that. I would actually say that it's detracting from the shot. We need to get this cleaned up. So all we have in the photograph is the chair, the snow, and the shadow, which does a really nice job of breaking up all this snow back here. And I like this little shading on top of the chair there, so it does give it a little bit more dimension. So I think this needs to be just cleaned up around here, or just pick the chair up and move it somewhere where we don't have the debris around it. I don't know what that debris is, but it certainly seems a little distracting. Okay, kind of a sunny day. We've got a lot of flare in the picture, which I'm absolutely certain is there for the effect. The sunglasses, to do a sunglasses shot like this, we're going to have to get more than half the scene in the sunglasses. As a matter of fact, we have more than half of the sunglasses are actually the rock. And we really want to get the angle of these glasses to show us more of it going through. Otherwise, we don't really get the sense that they're sunglasses, and we don't really get the sense of what we're trying to do with it. In advertising, everything's hyper real. It's all created for fantasy. So it's the perfect glass on the perfect day with the perfect sun and the perfect blah, 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 all on and on and on. Our horizon is tilted. And it's tilted just a little bit. And here's the thing. If you're going to tilt the horizon, either tilt it or don't. We can't tilt it a little bit. You see that? It's just not enough tilt to let us know that you tilted it on purpose. It looks like a mistake. And a shot like this can't have a mistake. It's got to be absolutely on purpose. So if you're going to tilt the horizon and you put that up there like this, coming down like this, then it would be no doubt in our minds that it was a tilted horizon. But it certainly has to be better than this slight angle. Okay? And maybe coming down a little bit lower, or moving these off to the edge of the rock, and then crawling across this little mesa thing or whatever you're on here, coming way down. One of the reasons I bought a 60D from my Canon kit is I love that flip out LED on the back, because I can set my camera down right on the rock and still get a view without having to lay down and press my cheek to the dirt to get the shot. And even then, when I'm sideways, I have a hard time personally of getting that horizon to be absolutely square when I'm sideways on the ground. May have been a time when I could have done it. That time isn't here anymore. Okay. Kind of a Alex, very clever shot. Yeah, I just went with a blue sky. Very interesting. Now, I really can't critique it because it's a concept shot. Did a good job of it. If you're going to put the type in here, center it. You don't want to put off-center type unless you're going to way off-center it, then it makes sense. When it's just a little off like this, then it looks wrong. Everything we do is deliberate, absolutely deliberate. PJ. All right, we got very pretty shot, PJ. Very nicely done. Good tonality all the way through here. I would not have guessed what this was, so thanks for adding the tagline on here, because now we know exactly what this is about. So, yeah, very nicely done. I don't know if this is HDR. These are pretty dark back there. It's HDR. If PJ's lighting up the side of these things with some strobe. Looks like we got a little bit of an angle of light here on these things, which tells me that something's putting light on this tree from this angle. And I can see it in the sorry about that, in the bucket here. I can see something happening in that bucket, whether it's the reflection of the the snow back over here or not. It would have been very nice to not have these trampled snow up here with feet prints in the snow. But you know, we're stuck sometimes with what we get and where we are. I always look for places where it's absolutely clean here. And if I'm going to work with talent in the picture, I'll make them walk way out over here, way back along that fence line, and come right straight at the tree this way. That way, there's no footprints messing up this. So I'd have them walk way over here, right up that fence line, and then walk straight to me behind this tree. Because I know those footprints aren't going to show. If we needed footprints to make it look real, then I would have the talent walk in one time to the tree. If she needed to come out for makeup, hair, whatever, I don't know, back to the tree line, across, back, and up, leaving those footprints perfect. And this kind of work, everything is deliberate. Thank you, PJ. And we've got one more by PJ. Cross country, okay. I don't know if these are snowshoe tracks. They don't look like cross country skis. The other shot's much more spectacular. This is pretty mundane compared to the shot that we just saw, which was spectacular because of the light and the entire look and feel of this image. Much more spectacular than this image. Hiram Bonzer. This was this is a Chamber of Commerce shot. Come and visit Santa Cruz. This shot was taken in the winter, by the way. I think he was taken, February 25th, taken over on the beach there in Santa Cruz. Lovely shot. Great job, Hiram. I really like the very bright background there. So you're really letting the background go, let it blow a little bit to really frame her. We got a little bit of flare on the edges of her skin right in here, which is very nice. It's fun, and it helps tell the story. I do believe Hiram's got a strobe up front or a reflector of some sort up front, because we are getting a little bit of a shadow back on the swimsuit here. But notice how carefully he has placed her hand. Well, we got a little reflector. We've got a shadow coming back from the hand, so there's definitely something over here. Not really sure what it is. Could be, like I said, could be a reflector, could be a softbox or a beauty dish. But carefully not letting too much of her hands and everything throw too many shadows. Just enough here to give us that feeling of light. Heavy on the heart. M. This is all right. Okay, spicy foods, keeping people warm there in the place. Don't know really how this would work as a poster, but probably pretty cool. I think graphic designer could take this image and make a pretty cool poster out of it. Absolutely. Looks a little dark, Em. I'm not sure I wouldn't pull it up just a little bit, but at the same time, you're right on the edge of perfection with the spoon here. That's very nice. The spoon looks really, really pretty. Great light on this spoon, and on all the other things in here too. We've got lots of definition, lots and lots of texture, good color, a good sense of the piece being sort of hand done and thrown together. But knowing Em, it's meticulously made. It's not just thrown together. It's not a slapdash photograph. It's meticulously made. Very nice all the way through here. Like I said, the only thing I think is I'd love to see this, just the colors pop just a little more. Just a tiny bit more, Em. And we're waiting for flicker. And we're still waiting for flicker. There we go. Crawfish. Beaumont, Texas crawfish. Okay. All right, Jesse, this is pretty good. The light on the crawfish. How did you do this? You got a 5-in-1 diffuser, soften the light. Ah, okay. All right, so Jesse's using a speed light to pop up the crawfish up a little bit, and then a 5-in-1 to come across and give the sunlight, take the sunlight and make it more ambient. So he's using the sunlight to raise the ambient. I don't know what this is right here, Jesse. I don't know what that is right there. Is that sand down there on the? Yeah, maybe it's sand because it is out of focus and the wood is in focus. Okay, probably see that better if it was bigger. But yeah, good. And then the crawfish, half on the table, half in the water, so to speak, back there up against the water, making sure the crawfish is very well focused because the poppy light's going to give us all kinds of snap on it. All right, very good. Thank you for the description as well. Maybe it brought this sky down a little bit bluer and possibly it looks like it's shot at noon, noonish, because the shadows are just at the bottom of the trees here. If that's the case, I think I probably would have, if I couldn't wait to do the shot till later in the day, probably would have pumped some color back into these trees here. Just a little bit of color, maybe a little bit of color into this pond here. It looks a little dull here, and I think we need to make it look a little bit better than that. Dust storm. All right. So this is from Doug Smith, and we've got a big dust storm roiling across the desert here. That's pretty cool, Doug. How would we get more drama out of this shot, though? And I think we need more drama in this shot because you've got a dramatic sky, you've got a dramatic dust storm here, but we're not feeling the drama. And part of it is the light up front here is just so flat. It's really flat from here back to the dust storm, and I don't know where that dust storm is. Looks to me like it's right on that hill. But that hill may be deceiving us. That dust storm may be 2 miles away. So, how do we bring the dust storm into view? We darken or lower the luminosity of this foreground. Right up to about here. I would make it dark as though a cloud was over this part of the desert. Something happening here so that the dust storm just pops out of the picture. Right now the dust storm is competing with the eye that's looking at this lighter tan area here. It's competing and it's pulling emphasis away, as is this area over here. Perhaps we could take some of this and clone that in over here so that the dust storm goes edge to edge. This is commercial photography, advertising, not photojournalism. So yeah, we can do anything we want with the pictures to carry the message that we're trying to carry. So it's all about the message, not necessarily whether we photoshopped it or not. There's a lot of Photoshop that goes on in advertising. So I think that, yeah, we need to darken this up front here, take this down, drive the eye back to the clouds, and don't let the eye escape but going around the clouds. Okay? Keep it tighter back there. The sky and clouds up here could take a little more drama possibly. Some lowering of exposure into the blue areas, maybe a little more clarity, some vibrance. We don't want it to look HDR overdone, but we definitely want it to really be striking, like the dust storm. All right, Greg, very good. Oh, that's it. All right, fantastic. Well, we keep gaining more and more people every week. That's fantastic. We got off to a slow start, but we're picking it up. Let your friends know. Project 52, we've got the next assignment will come out on Friday, I believe. I think it's tomorrow. And And once a week we put the assignments out, and once a week you guys get a chance to do an assignment that is very similar to the types of assignments that photographers get all over the country every day. So thanks for being here. Project52.org is the website, and see you on the boards.